if 2026 is the year that you're going to try some interior design trends, make sure you choose one that makes your home look and feel expensive, not the other way around, because it's a slippery slope with those interior design trends, but I'm spilling all of the tea in today's video. If you're new here, hello, my name is Kiva Brent, and I am your interior styling expert, and my goal is to help you achieve the luxe look for less while keeping interior design very accessible. Now, before I spill the tea, I do want to say a huge thank you to Trust and Will for sponsoring today's video, but let's get into it. So the number one qualm I have with interior design trends is that they are fleeting. All trends are fleeting, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't try them, but we should try them very, very, very intentionally so that we don't end up wasting our money. And all of the trends I'm going to share in today's video, I think can be applied very affordably. Trend number one is the tassel. So tassels started having a moment in 2024. We saw it a lot more in 2025, and tassels are going to be huge in 2026. So when I say tassel, what do I mean? I mean the tassel on the end of a pillow, maybe on the end of a blanket. You can see tassels attached to cabinet hardware. It's just like a little whimsical touch that elevates your space. Tassels are an opportunity to add texture, to add color, and to add movement to a space for a relatively small sum of money. You can even make your own tassels out of twine, out of yarn, out of whatever fabric you have laying around. It just depends on the type of style you really want to articulate with your tassels. I think tassels are having a moment because they're kind of an ode to an older time. They give more of like that gothic feel. They lean into the idea that we are enjoying literature. We're creating those reading rooms, like I've said before. I think this is just kind of like an ode to that. I think it also plays on the increased popularity of trying to achieve that boutique hotel look at home. If you've ever stayed at a boutique hotel and they have like keys for you instead of key cards, they always have a tassel attached to the key. It just kind of gives like quintessential like New York boutique hotel vibes, and I think people are really loving that. In years past, people were really into the hotel look, like the elevated hotel, like a Four Seasons or something like that. But now we're into the boutique-y, filled with charm, very vibrant hotel inspired spaces, and tassels are a great way to implement that. As I said, this is a trend you can try affordably because they're really easy to DIY. You can also buy them in bulk just about everywhere. But my favorite way to implement this trend is just with my blankets. Instead of choosing a blanket that doesn't have fringe on the end, I'm going to choose a blanket that has fringe and tassels on the end. It's a really, really small detail that can really elevate a space. Same thing goes with my pillows. I would just probably switch this out in terms of textiles, and you can add a few onto cabinet hardware, but only add it in places where you're not eating regularly or where you don't regularly have hands, because then you're going to ruin them. They're going to get covered in bacteria, and that's a no-no. So that's going to be a great way to try that trend affordably. The next way you're going to make your home look and feel expensive in 2026 has to do with the trend of dark brown wood. Now, this is so funny because wood is one of those things that, again, it goes in and out of fashion depending upon the stain. And the really beautiful thing about wood is that you can restain things. Even like someone with no real DIY capability can do that, which I do love. But dark brown wood is having a moment, but a true dark brown wood, not a cherry wood, nothing with red undertone. This is a true dark brown wood stain. I think this is becoming popular because, again, people are loving the idea of reading, leaning into literature, thinking about honestly like a medieval time. And I actually want to do a whole video about like the historical relevance to the different design styles. I think that would be really fun. So let me know down in the comments if that's something that you'd like to see. But people are loving that. People are also just reading more with like book talk, people just like spending less time on their phones, which I think is a really beautiful thing. So when you think of like a grand, gorgeous library, you think about those dark brown wood bookcases full of that wonderful like scent of old paper. I think people are trying to emulate that, and that's why dark brown wood is having a moment. I think it also, because we don't have any of that redness in it and there's not really any room for cool tone in that sheen of wood, I think it's just like a very versatile color, and it's a great way to mix the modern with the traditional because it really lends itself beautifully to both. Now, how are you going to incorporate that? I don't want you to go and restain your furniture, though you can if you want to. I think this is just going to have to do with like the decorative accents that you choose. So if you pick up a wood tray, maybe we'll pick up something that is that wood stain as opposed to like a lighter, cooler tone. This could also be with the type of frames you use for your artwork. Just small details like that are really going to be transformative in your space. Honestly, it's always the smallest details that have the largest impact. Now, this is a trend that I'm here for, and I'm honestly gonna say this is a trend that my grandmother started because we've been doing this in our home for years. But the next trend that is going to make your home look expensive this year and is also going to be relatively affordable for you to do is to use rugs as textiles. So I've been talking about this for years and years and years, and it's really having a moment right now. My friend Lone Fox just did their collection with June Leloy, and he created a rug that can be used as a wall tapestry, and that's how many people are using it. And it's a phenomenal idea. Large scale art is very expensive. Large scale art that isn't expensive looks cheap, okay? That just is the fact of the matter. And I think art should be expensive. I do truly believe in artists being paid their worth, so don't get me wrong there. But a lot of people can't afford that. Rugs are a great way to get art that has movement, that has texture because it's a rug, but putting it up on the wall. It's also a great way to actually choose art that is the correct scale. So many of us struggle with scale. We can't find art that's gonna fill the space appropriately, or then we don't get the gallery wall right as we're trying to compensate for that. Rugs are just a great way to solve the problem. Of course, you could do a tapestry or a rug, and I don't necessarily mean those boho tapestries that took over the world in 2014. Oh my gosh, you should have seen my college dorm. I wish I had a picture to show you. It was tapestried out. Okay, but rugs are a great way to get large scale art. Am I saying that you should take down every single piece of art that you have in your home and replace it with a rug? Please no. We want our art to be varied. We want how we play with scale to be varied. We want the colors to be varied. But I think if you have, you know, like a 2-story space, I mean, it's a big blank wall, that tiny photo from Home Goods is not going to cut it. Maybe get a rug and put it up there. Now, there are many different types of rugs, so you don't want to get something that's too heavy that you can't suspend it. You can always get a textile. You could get a fabric shower curtain. You could get an actual tapestry. A lot of vintage stores have tons of tapestries. If you live in Pittsburgh, where I live, you should check out the store called Artifact. They have the most beautiful tapestries, and for a tapestry, they are affordable. In general, they are not affordable. But this is also a great thing you could get on a website like Society6 and support a smaller artist. Great way to get large scale art. It's a great way to mess with scale. People are also really having fun with scale and proportion in 2026. That's why we saw a lot of like the paintings above the bed that aren't the right size, or like a painting that is even larger than the sofa, and you're like, whoa, what's going on? It is just something that you're not expecting to see, and I think that's why people like it so much, because people are tired of the expected. You want to expect the unexpected, and this is going to be a great way to lean into that if that's something that you like to do. And while I know you're thinking about the trends of 2026, I know you're also thinking about getting your life together, getting your home together, and a major part of that is estate planning. And I do want to say huge thanks to Trust and Will for sponsoring today's video, and this is not legal advice, this is just me speaking from my personal experience. Raise your hand if you've had your estate planning done. It's okay if you haven't raised your hand yet, because while 83% of people say that estate planning is important, only 31% of people have had it done. Now, I felt compelled to get my estate planning done when I had my daughter. I looked at her beautiful face and said, oh my gosh, I need to make sure that you are going to be okay, even if I'm not around. And I leapt on it. And I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that doing my estate planning wasn't super overwhelming to me. It kept me up for many, many nights. That is until I found Trust and Will. So Trust and Will has 2 different plans. They have a will-based plan, and that starts at $199. That is great for newlyweds, pet parents, or parents. And they also have a trust-based plan. That starts at $499, and it's great for those who are homeowners that have a growing family or they're looking to build a generational wealth. Trust and Will simplifies estate planning and provides tools for life's major transitions, whether that's getting married, caring for a loved one, or buying a home. And I love that Trust and Will allows you to update your estate planning, because life happens, things change. To give Trust and Will a try and to make estate planning simple, affordable, and online, head to the link in my description box and use my code TUBE20. Now, the next trend that's going to elevate your home in 2026 and make it look expensive is actually kind of a pickup on the last one, and that is the bold shower curtain. So everyone likes to have glass doors in their shower, and that's really, really nice, but they're expensive, and some people just don't have them. What are those people supposed to do? Just have the ugly plastic one? No. I think bold shower curtains are going to be a really great opportunity to elevate your home. You don't always have to have a plastic shower curtain. You can have a liner, and then you can have a fabric one. There are also lots of waterproofing tools that you can buy, but bold shower curtains are such a great opportunity to add some color to your bathroom, to add a painting to your bathroom. People just like use them as like, oh, whatever, this is something that I need, but it actually takes up a huge amount of space in your bathroom, especially if you always have your shower curtain closed because maybe you don't have the most beautiful shower. This is a missed opportunity. Places like Society6 and CB2 have really incredible shower curtains that make a huge impact, and they're going to be a great way to pull your entire bathroom together, especially if you have a small space and all you really see is the shower and it's like a bath fitter, which is fine, but they're just like not the most beautiful things. The shower curtain is going to be a massive tool for you. Now, the next trend that's going to elevate your home in 2026 is intricate trim work. And you're probably thinking, Kiva, how could I possibly do this affordably? But wait, bear with me. So what do I mean by intricate trim work? Having scalloped baseboards, having beautiful crown molding, all of that good stuff. But intricacy doesn't mean just having like really cool things made out of wood, though that is a really great option. If you can afford to do that, I think you should do that. I think that's like a really great way to put your own spin on a space, especially if you don't have pre-existing baseboards. You're going to be like, okay, this is something that I need anyway. Am I telling you to rip them off if you already have them. No, definitely don't do that. But you can always add to what you already have. But I think you can do this in other capacities. You can trim out an existing mirror that you have. Maybe you have a powder room and there's not a lot of steam in there. You can trim out that mirror with wood, maybe like a scallop chip or something like that. That's a great way to get trim work, right? You can always get like peel and stick wainscoting or something like that and put it on your walls, put it on your furniture, paint it, elevate it, things like that. This is also an opportunity to use furniture that you already have. I think people are like, oh, my nightstands are dated, this is dated, that is dated, but you can always upcycle them, and trim work is a great way to upcycle things and get a nice look. I mean, even places like the Dollar Tree sell small pieces of wood, and that can be what you use to elevate your space. But in the most affordable capacity, again, I see this as something that we'd put on a headboard, around a piece of art, on a mirror that isn't currently framed. A more affordable approach instead of, adding something to all of the baseboards in all of your home. The next trend that's going to elevate your home in 2026 is infusing animal print. And you can do this really simply by just changing out your textiles, adding in a new rug, adding in a new throw blanket, stretching one of those blankets into a canvas, something like that, even changing the artwork on your TV. But why is animal print having a moment? Well, because it's something that we're pulling from nature. And I think we really, really like that. We like things that we see out in nature because we feel a sense of familiarity with them. But it's also a great way to get pattern in a space, and a pattern that doesn't feel so foreign. I think people really struggle with implementing things in their home that just feel a little bit too out there. We start to second guess our decisions and things like that. That's not going to happen with the animal print. I think this is a great way also to modernize a space that feels really dated. It just creates a really nice juxtaposition that's very, very pleasing to the eye. The next way you're gonna make your home feel expensive in 2026 is to just monogram stuff. Now, I'm one of those people who will monogram anything. You give me a towel, I'm gonna monogram it. You give me a piece of toilet paper, I'm gonna find a way to monogram it. You're gonna give me a journal, I'm gonna monogram it. It basically is just putting your initials on stuff. You can even like embroider like a little house crest or like a family crest or something like that. I think it's just like an elevated touch that you see at those luxury hotels that you can do at home. I've even monogrammed with my Cricut. Of course, you can get out your sewing machine if that's something that you have the capacity to do. Maybe you want to take up a hobby. That could be a really, really fun hobby. You can just take a simple textile and make it look more expensive, and it just feels custom. And if you're doing it for something else, someone else, it just makes them feel like you thought about them. Also, if your children or like your family members like to fight over, no, this is mine, no, this is mine. Monogramming is a great way to save yourself from that, because you'll just, have the initials on there and you'll be like, oh, no, this is yours. This is Charlie's. Shut up, Beverly. This is Charlie's. You see Charlie's initials right here? I don't know anyone named Charlie or Beverly, but those are the names that came to mind for me. Monograms just look elevated, and you can do it on really simple things. You can do it on napkins. It's just something that makes someone think, oh my gosh, you thought about me. And maybe it will make yourself think that about you. It is also a great way to add decor to your bedrooms or to your bathrooms without having to add any decor, right? Because you're not really buying anything extra. You're just elevating what you already have. You're taking a basic and making it sophisticated. Also, another way to just like add this to your home in a really simple way is like for the pad that you have by the side of your bed for when you write notes, monogram that, right? Have it like the stationery of Kiva, Brent, or whatever your name is. Again, a nice elevated touch that just makes you feel like elite. And I think everyone deserves a little bit of that. I feel like if you feel elite, then you act elite. And I think that that's really, really wonderful. The next way you're gonna make your home feel expensive in 2026 is to get the solid rug. Now, we're doing animal print with our textiles like on sofas and beds and stuff, but on the floors, we're going solid. Solid colors are having a moment. We're enveloping our spaces in solid colors, and I'm actually really, really loving it. Rugs are art on the floor, and sometimes we just need a solid canvas. We're giving Rothko, but on the floors, right? Sometimes we need simplicity to let everything else that's crazy and wild on top kind of like flow, right? It is like the great unifier. It's like the sky, but it's on the ground, and then your furniture is everything that's happening on land, and it's crazy and it's exciting. I don't know. I think it's just like a really great unifier and a great anchor. I think it kind of just like re-grounds a space, even if it's just really, really vibrant and fun, because every space needs a little bit of simplicity. I'm inclined to go with the Aro rug, but Arvin is coming out with a new collection. So actually don't buy the one from Rugs USA. Wait for, I think it's called Forma Strata is his company. Wait for that to come out and buy from them. But solid rugs are just having a great moment because they're simple. And I think we're seeing the beauty in the simplicity again. And I think that's a really, really beautiful thing, because you can experience something simple in so many different ways, no matter how many different times you look at it. And the same way can happen with pattern, but with pattern, we're almost telling people what to see. And I think solid things provide you with a little bit more room for interpretation, which I think is really, really beautiful. And the final 2026 trend that's gonna make your home feel expensive is crystal and glassware. People are loving to host again and being together once again, which obviously is a huge shift just based on like the times in the world. And we're seeing a lot of glassware. So we're seeing decanters, we're seeing whiskey containers, we're seeing beautiful crystal, beautiful glassware, beautiful tableware, and people really leaning into this and putting those items on display. So we're not hiding it in a buffet anymore. We're not hiding it for when the queen comes to visit or the king comes to visit. We're having these things out on display. We're having beautifully set tables. We're having china cabinets, and we're not hiding our stuff anymore. We're celebrating our things, and I think it's really, really beautiful. So use your drinks as decor. That's one of my favorite tips if you're styling a nightstand. Have your water in a carafe and have it accessible and have that be your decor. You don't need to go buy a decorative accent. Use decor that is functional, and this is one of the quintessential items. I think this is also a great way to celebrate your family history, and also just from like a more, you know, practical or like fiscal perspective, obviously you're showing, you know, your travels and all of your experience, and there's so much wealth in that, in your experience and your curation, and also in like the actual buying of the items that's on display. And I think that's a really, really beautiful thing. And I think having things like this also allows us to display our family heritage and our history without it feeling a little bit too dated and a little bit like too much clutter. I think this is like such a practical use and display of items that I think is going to really work for a ton of people. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Now you know the best trends to try in 2026 if you want to try them affordably and you want to do something that's going to have a big impact on your home. And if you want to give Trust and Will a try and make estate planning affordable, simple, and online, head to the link in my description box and use my code TUBE20. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and until next time, have a beautiful day.